What is a BHA rating, or a handicap mark as it's sometimes known? Well, in effect, it's a numeric representation of a horse's ability at any given point. The better the horse, the higher the rating. So for instance, Frankel, who was probably the best horse we've seen in the last 30 years or so, was rated 140, and over jumps, Cato Star and Sprinter Sacre, they were both rated up in the 180s. Now that's not to say that Sprinter Sacre and Cato Star were considered better horses than Frankel. It's just that the jumps and the flat work on different scales. On the flat, it's theoretically 0 to 140, and on the jumps, it's theoretically 0 to 175. Now the reason for those two scales, 0 to 140 on the flat, if you go back far enough, the top weight in a flat handicap was 10 stone, which equates to 140 pounds. If you look at the jumps and you go back far enough, the top weight in a handicap was 12 stone 7, which is 175 pounds. Now I say theoretical scales because it is possible for horses, if they're good enough, to break through the top of those scales, and that's exactly what happened with Sprinter Sacre and Cato Star. We didn't cap them at 175, we took them off up into the 180s. So how does a horse get one of these ratings? Well, obviously we can't give an unraced horse a rating. We've got no idea how good it is, how bad it is, how much ability it has. So we ask them to qualify, and we make them run a number of times before technically they become qualified for one of these ratings. So for instance, on the flat, we would ask horses to run at least 3 times, or if they win their first 2 starts, then they're qualified for a rating. And they'll compete in races which are specifically designed for horses with little or no experience. And they're called novice races or maiden races. And it gives us a chance to have a look at those horses against a similar type of horse, a horse with little experience, and it allows us to put a figure on those horses and get them into the handicapping system.